Hello everybody, Keith here again. In this video I want to have a look at this reed stem epidendrum, which is not doing very well. It has done well in the past, but isn't now. I thought I was going to lose it. I had a lot of problems with all this marking on the leaves. Well, you can see that, but it was not at all great. I did spray it with various chemicals to try and shift it, and I think I have, because the more recent growths are coming up clean, and it seems to be a little bit more vigorous, as if whatever it is has been caught. But it's always pushed a lot of stuff out the top of the pot, and it hasn't been repotted all that long. I repotted it last in November 23, which is only about 9 months ago, but I'd like to try and get more of these roots down into the pot of the new growths that are coming, because these are coming up quite nicely, and there are some old canes that could do with being taken back, if not taken off. So I'm going to have another look at it. What prompted it, as much as anything else, is that I bought another one, which I saw at our local Morrison's supermarket a few months back. That is a very similar plant. The canes are thicker, so whether it's it's a different colour. This is orange, and that one's white, but it's very much the same plant, the same sort of height, everything, but the canes aren't as hefty on this. But what I want to look at, I had a quick look in the pot. I was going to repot that one first and get an idea what to do with this, but that's got some flower spikes coming from the top of a couple of stems, and I don't want to risk blowing those, which is quite pretty, and it's doing okay. Although some of its roots are starting to avoid the compost, which is not usually a great sign. So I had a quick squeeze and eased it out of the pot so I can have a look inside, and it's very, very water retentive. It seems to have a mixture of bark, and it's either that peaty stuff or something, but it is much more water retentive. Now this, I understood, was a member of the Cattleya family, and by and large you don't expect Cattleyas to like their roots on the damp side. So this is not been potted with that in mind, but I'm thinking it's perhaps something I should look at, and we'll see what we find down in here once I've finished getting into it. I was almost resigned, or pretty much resigned, to losing it, but once, as I say, I'd sprayed it with some systemic fungicide. That seemed to be the start of things clearing up now. This was watered yesterday, so I can't really say whether it's good, bad or indifferent. I mean, that's got started to try and put a flower spike out. I wouldn't know, I'd like to say whether that's going to actually do any good or not, but I think we've got to try and just see how we end up. That one has definitely got a flower spike coming, so although it's looking a bit rough, in places. It's not doing that bad. As I said, since I had a go at it, it's looking a lot better. Now, it is looking like I've put some, oh there's a start. I mean that's just come away as a piece. I've got roots in here which are not looking ever so good. There's a piece there that's dead. Another piece. So something is happening down here that means it's not a happy bunny. I mean, some of these roots really don't look very clever. I think again, I've said it a few times now, but a lot of the decline in my orchids, I think, started when I became very ill and I wasn't able to give them the care they could do with. And as such, where is that attached? There. Yes. It's a bit odd because I'm going to end up, I suspect, with a number of bits. I mean, like that's had it, but we've got. Although these roots don't look wonderful, most of them don't look bad. But I do know that when I first got this, and it started throwing a lot of aerial roots, because these things do seem to have a tendency to put keikis out at all kinds of levels. I think that it's, oh dear, it's all over the shop, this is. That's all right. That's the one that's growing off. What do I do with that? I've still got some viable roots on. That's got viable roots on. That's still green lower down. But how far do I bury it? That's the question, because there's quite a lot of it that's ended up being buried and it's not very happy as a result. So, as I say, I'm going to end up with quite a few pieces, I think. See that root? Green higher up. The trouble is I don't want to bury stuff too deep, so what I can't do is put well, that's another piece that's come off, and it's all in little bits now, which makes life a bit easier. So I think I'm going to take that off. Your cinnamon going. So that's one piece. If I can get it in up to about there, these roots are going to be touching it, so that'll do. Same with that, I think I can Now then, I want to be a bit careful here, because I've got a piece of rhizome, old rhizome, very old, and that I can take off if I can find the right spot, like that. Because that's just taking that off, and I've been left with some fairly grotty looking roots, so that it can actually come off all the way back to about there. I think that'll do. So again, some cinnamon on the cut piece. This is a curious old thing, isn't it? Okay. So we've gone from what was nominally one plant, knocked the end off one. The growing tips, never mind. If it kicks off again, it'll be better all round. Now what do I do with this? Because an awful lot of pieces. This is going to be an interesting one. Right, these aren't deep enough, which is a bit of a nuisance because I don't want to end up over potting it. It does look as if it's going to need to be in something that kind of depth. But with a bit of luck I can get these in here and well down. That's going to be the problem. It's going to be quite unstable, but it was already in one of those. So that'll be alright. That can go in there, I think, or I can bodge that in there. None of these roots are any good. So I'm going to take that little piece of stem off there. So I've only got root, basically root poking down into it. So I think there's a fair chance of getting all of those pieces in there in some bark, and then it's, do I try, I mean this has got, see that's rotted away very quickly. That bark's gone, and it's only been in there 9 months, and I put a lot of perlite in there, so it's going to be interesting. I'm going to use a lot less perlite, I think. My bag of bark. So that's 3 good handfuls of bark and a small handful of perlite this time. Hopefully it'll keep some moisture without staying wet too long. It's always a problem, of course, with a pot that you can't see through. Now then, if I put that lot in there, I don't know how well I'm going to achieve this, but the aim is to try and get the bark so that the roots can reach it better than they were doing before. Will reach out to it. But I don't want to end up burying new growths or anything like that. So and I have got that one where I am at risk of burying a new growth. So. this has probably had a heck of a shock with all this splitting and what have you. Goodness only knows what sort of a state it's going to be in, or whether it'll manage to recover itself. I hope so, because I like these. They don't flower very often, but when they do, they really are quite spectacular. So, pour some water through that. And I'll have to see whether any of these really need staking. At the moment, they don't look as if they're going to. But I will put some water through that. And now I hope you can see that a lot more of the roots are a lot closer to the stuff. I don't think I've got any new growths trapped ever so deeply. There's a new growth there, but that's ease that up, so we'll see. We'll see. That's had a bit of a haircut, a bit more of a haircut than I planned on giving it, but there you go. So this is a no ID reed stem epidendrum called ballerina orange. Yeah, they're a little bit of a nuisance to keep, because if you start putting these aerial roots up, you need to keep them sprayed. So now that I'm back out in the world and able to get on with things again, then I can do a daily, more or less daily spray, and just get a water bottle and spray the thing every day. Water it properly once a week, spray the top more or less every day. So, thank you very much for watching. I hope that has been of some interest, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.